This is Barbara Kolm. We are running the Free Market Roadshow today out of Portugal, and I have the pleasure and privilege to have André Pinção Lucas with me, who is the executive director of the Director of Mais Liberdade, who is our partner here in Lisbon, and has been for the past 2 years.
Yes.
Thank you very much, André, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure.
And André has been the former consultant at McKinsey. He's the author of 3 books, Millions in Flight, Portugal in 50 Facts, and Looks at the Door. So would you briefly tell us a little bit on what the books were about?
It's a pleasure to be here and collaborate with the Austrian Economic Center during these years for Free Market Roadshow. These 3 books, the first one is about TAP, the Portuguese flight company, because Portuguese government decided to put more than 3 billion euros in this company. So in this book, we analyze several KPIs, several data to show how wrong is that decision for all of us, for people, for Portuguese people in other companies. The second book, Portugal in 50 Facts, it is a book divided in 8 topics: healthcare, education, economy, etc. And for each one we have 7 or 8 facts, numbers, infographics, to have a great view about a diagnosis about our country, how we are, and helping us to show solutions. And the last book, Locks the Door, it's about housing. It's a problem not just in Portugal. Housing prices in the great cities, in Portugal, especially Lisbon and Porto, there is a great effort to buy a house, and the people want more regulation, more state, more intervention, more limits to the rents, etc. And we show in the book, topic by topic, that the solution isn't more state. The solution is private. Is to incentivize private initiative, to eliminate some regulation, some bureaucracy, and we also do it by numbers.
Well, that is the most important thing, to prove that it works. And what advice would you give? For example, also in Austria, in my home country, but in many other European countries, we have this issue of housing where young people cannot afford apartments or houses, or can afford to buy houses, or even if they pay them back in long term, it's a no-go. So what practical advice would you give other countries, other municipalities to solve this problem? What would be the first target, apart from looking more into the private sector? But what can be done?
People should incentivize to have more offer. To have more offer, more buildings, because the price is a result of this. And we can do it eliminating some constraints in the licensing, regulation. The market reacts. If we don't have some things, market reacts and build more. And if we build more, the price reduces.
Well, that is actually very good news. So we will be working on that front and making sure. Can we translate your book? Is it in English already, or?
For now, it's just in Portugal, because we focus more on the Portuguese issues. But it's true that some of these topics isn't just Portuguese.
As I mentioned, we have those housing issues everywhere in the world. So, without further
it's a good challenge.
Yes, then this would be another project that we could work on together.
Yeah.
Just one last question, because there is also another pressing issue that you have and that you address eventually in your events is immigration and low salaries. How would you see, what advice would you provide to politicians in order to solve that problems?
We have to make an effort to reduce the fiscal effort. Fiscal effort for individual people that work and pay a part of it for state, and also for companies. For people, it's very important to avoid several immigrants, several people with lots of qualifications that we pay for that qualifications because most part of them was in public universities. This is very important, but isn't enough. It's enough because even if we reduce fiscal effort for people, the gross salary is also low. So how we can increase reducing the fiscal effort for companies to have more money, to pay more, to be more competitive. And to have more conditions in a global context that we compete with other countries with better conditions. Because money doesn't have a country.
Exactly, money can flee immediately.
Of course. So the solution isn't to say that these people put this money in this country. Of course, put the money where the money
is used most efficiently.
Yes,
so create incentives, in other words.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So we have some good conditions in our country. The tourism is fantastic, good weather, good food, good people. Levels of criminality are very low. We have good conditions. Why we can't great country in terms of economy, in terms of salaries? We can do it.
I'm glad you're so positive, André. Thank you very much for taking the time. Stay tuned with us and stay tuned with Mais Liberdade. Thank you.
Thank you. So it was a great pleasure.